We're back. That's right. I'm your host, Taylor Thomas, for another edition of Patriot Technology Internet Television. It's in conjunction with NSBE Junior Chapter. That stands for the National Society of Black Engineers Junior Chapter. It's a great combination connecting professionals with young, eager minds interested in the field of STEM, science, technology, engineer, and mathematics. This year, Patriots Internet TV show reporters attended the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation's 52nd annual legislative conference. Now, let me give you some background about it. We have 62 members. 59 of them are U.S. House of Representatives and 27 are women. 3 are senators. The Congressional Black Caucus, by the way, was founded in 1971. The members' objective is to use the full constitutional power, statutory authority, and financial resources of the federal government to ensure that African Americans and other communities in the United States have the opportunity to achieve the American dream. Now, we had our wonderful reporters who did an outstanding job that covering this year's CBC. Let's check in with them now.
Hello, my name is Tohu Akramisi and I attend Charles Herbert Flowers High School. My career goal is to become a mechanical engineer. I'm at the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation 52nd Annual Legislative Conference with the Patriots NSBE Junior Internet TV show Reporters. This event was an eye-opener for our reporters. We learned a lot about why the conference is so important to host every year, so we can bring our issues and concerns to our Congress members. Now I'm going to turn over the mic to my colleagues so you can meet them and they can give you their report.
Hi, my name is Devine Carroll. I attend Charles Herbert Flowers High School, and my career goal is to become a pediatrician. Today, we had a great time interviewing the companies and their programs for middle and high schoolers. My favorite interviews were the Loop Charger Network and Question the Code exhibits.
Hello, my name is Valerie Martinez Suaza, and I attend Charles Herbert Flowers High School. My career goal is to become a dentist. There was a lot of people smiling during all the fun activities that were going on at the exhibit hall. There were over 100 exhibits, colleges, IT companies, federal government agencies, educational workshops, health fairs, and also a section for women and men clothing.
Hello, my name is Carrie Chang from the Charles Herbert Flowers High School, part of the Lead the Way program. My career goal is to be a biomedical engineer. Our team had a great day at the Congressional Black Caucus Annual Legislative Conference. I enjoyed doing the interviews and most of all, visiting the exhibit hall and picking up information that we can share to the Patriots Internet TV show.
My name is Mahogany Williams, and they saved the best for last. I attend Charles Herbert Flowers High School, and my career goal is to be a meteorologist. You will be seeing me with my smiling face on TV giving you the weather report. Today was an exciting day for my colleagues and I attending the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation 52nd Annual Legislative Conference in Washington, D.C. The theme was securing our democracy, protecting our freedoms, and uplifting our culture. We met so many people from around the country and interviewed over 15 organizations and companies that have programs to support our youth, education, and career goals. Our next step is to follow up with the people we met so we can expand our network of people and companies. We want you to be able to call on them if you need a hand going up the ladder for success in your career. This is Mahogany Williams and the reporters from the Patriots Internet TV show. Watch us as we move on to our next assignment. Have a great day.
simply outstanding, unbelievable. Patriots Technology TV reporters. There's Valerie, there's Carrie, there's Tolu, there's Divine, and we cannot forget Miss Mahogany, because I was told that Miss Mahogany is interested in being a meteorologist, which we know is going to be a reality. And then next, she'll be in this seat. You too could be a part of Patriots Technology TV by simply being a part of the family. Join Patriots Technology and also the chapter, Nesby Jr. It's so simple. We're going to give information on how you can do that before the program is over. By the way, the 5 students that just reported about the 52nd annual CBC here in Washington, D.C., all are students of Charles Herbert Flowers High School in Prince George's County. But you know, this program, these reporter positions are open to anyone interested in STEM, science, technology, engineer, mathematics, mom, dad, aunts, uncles, your child, your goddaughter, your baby boy, your baby girl. You hear them and you see that talent in them already. Tell them to come and be a part of Patriot Technology TV, as well as the Nesby Junior Chapter. That stands for the National Society of Black Engineers Junior Chapter in Prince George's County. It really makes a difference. This organization is connecting young, eager students, future leaders in STEM, with professionals who are currently working in the industry. Don't go anywhere. We have more coming up in minutes. Welcome back. I'm your host, Taylor Thomas, and I'm excited to invite you to Patriots Technology TV. It's in partnership with the Nesby Junior Chapter. That stands for the National Society of Black Engineers Junior Chapter. Remember, I was telling you before, stay tuned, there's more to come. Well, mom, dad, and future STEM professionals, mark your calendar for April the 25th from 6 to 9 p.m. to be a part of the wonderful program being put on by Patriots Technology and Nesby Junior. It's a biomedical competition dinner sponsored by RadNet. That's right, leading radiology forward. Let me tell you how innovative, creative, special this dinner is. So listen, young, eager, future STEM professionals will get information about careers in X-ray, mammogram, MRI, CT, ultrasound, nuclear medicine. It is definitely something you have to make sure is on your calendar. So for more information, you'll simply go right there to the web address you see on your page and get more information. Listen, this dinner not only connects young minds with people already in the radiology field, thanks to RadNet, but there's a competition, cash prizes. You can't beat that, right? It is where you have to be, April 25th of 2024. Yeah, we're giving you a jump. Put it on your calendar. And then guess what? In addition to that, RadNet is going to have a private luncheon for those young students who sign up right there at their facility to see all that they offer and how you connect what they're doing in school with STEM, how it leads into a career of STEM. All right, I've told you so much. RadNet, the wonderful Patriot Technology and Nesby Junior Special Biomedical Competition Dinner, April 25th at Bowie State University Student Center. Mark your calendar and we'll see you there.
Welcome, everyone. My name is Holland Hubert, calling in from Atlanta, Georgia, and I want to welcome you all to our first podcast of the school year. I am now officially in my junior year at Spelman College in Atlanta, Georgia, majoring in biology on the pre-medical track. I am an alumni member of the Patriots Nesby Junior Chapter and want to welcome you to the Patriots Nesby Junior Chapter podcast. Let's keep it moving on the podcast, sponsored by SD Tech, Northrop Grumman, and the Richmond Foundation. Today, we have Cliffandra Brown with us. Cliffandra Brown is the Vice President of Customer Relations and Training and Development at RadNet, a radiology firm that provides high-quality and affordable diagnostic imaging services. Welcome, and thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Holland. Thank you so much for having me. It's really exciting.
Of course. So I know that I gave some information on you and what you do, but could you tell us a little bit about yourself and your role at RadNet?
Yes, I am the Vice President of Customer Relations and Training and Development, and I've been at RadNet Incorporated for 18 years. It seems like it was just yesterday. And my responsibility throughout the company is I like to call myself a catch-all of all things. We, of course, provide high-quality, cost-effective diagnostic imaging for people throughout the United States, with 7 states that we take care of specifically. However, in my role, I touch a little bit of everyone. Our team members, who are also some very STEM-related team members who do great work in the world of radiology, need a little inspiration, sometimes a little navigation, and how to navigate patient experiences and people relationships. So I spend a great deal of time doing that for our team and helping everyone to just make sure and ensure that we're giving quality and equitable and, of course, patient service healthcare.
Seeing as RadNet is one of the largest providers of outpatient imaging services, what did your roadmap look like that led you to this specific career path?
That's such a fun question, Holland, because I did not go to school for that. I went to Morgan State University, and I actually a double major in English and political science. Go figure. I was going to go to, I know, right? I was going to go to law school. And I think maybe closer to my senior year, I decided that I didn't want to do that. And I was working a job in retail. And I was doing really well in retail. And they were going to give me a track of stores that I would be able to run as a district manager. So I was in district manager training. And I just happened to run into a dynamic gentleman who was a vice president in a radiology company who would shop at my store and said, I've got to have you working for me. There's nowhere all this energy should stay in Eddie Bauer. It's not acceptable. And I wound up just happenstance into radiology. And that was back in 1999.
And so what did that transition look like from you being an English major, pre-law, to going into your role at RadNet?
Well, I will tell you this. Initially, I was scared to death, Helen, because I thought, oh my goodness, all of these smart people from biology and these people are doing science and math. And I was more on the theoretical side of things. I was more creative. However, what I found was that this had to be the most fulfilling and interesting role I've ever taken. The ability to impact people's lives, especially patients' lives, in a way that changes the trajectory of what they do and how they navigate was huge. And as well as having the opportunity to see so many cool things in radiology, MRI, CT, X-ray, ultrasound. I didn't think that I'd be intrigued by that, but come to find out that I was a little bit of a science nerd at heart. I never knew that. I never knew that. So it was a lot of fun to be able to come into the world of medicine and radiology and really learn a lot about human anatomy and a lot about of people and insurances and operations and how we took care of patients. That was like going to school all over, but it was the school of actually physically working it. So I think that it really broadened my horizon and allowed me to think of myself in an entirely different way.
Wow. And so do you think that being an English major, do you think that that paid off in the end to what you're doing now? Because I know you said it's a lot of science and math, all those type of things. So has that helped?
Yes, absolutely. I thought it didn't, because I kept thinking, oh goodness, I don't think I was the best math major in school. I would get a solid B, right? However, I was like A+ when it came to English and navigating people. But the truth of the matter is that everything that we do, regardless of whether it has to do with mathematics and science and technology, it's also, we're dealing with people. And when you're dealing with people and relationships, the number one thing that you have to learn to do is communicate, and to communicate well and to communicate often. So that was something that was right up my alley. Communication was right up my skill set. So it didn't matter what people's specific skill set was when it came to the work they were doing. But what mattered was, how do we unify that together so that we all can go towards one common goal?
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. And so that kind of reminds me a little bit of networking. So I know networking is really big when making connections, just getting to know people. So do you have any advice? Because for me personally, I need help with networking. So just any advice on really how to put yourself out there to make relationships with people?
Okay, so the first thing I will say is be authentically you. Who you are at the core is always so much easier than what people think you need to be. Okay. So being yourself is number one, because that naturally is attractive. And guess what? You don't have to think so hard. The next thing that I've learned is that be kind on purpose. I will say that again. Be purposefully kind. People don't always realize that kindness is the highest level of intelligence out of anything. Doesn't matter how many book smarts you have, doesn't matter how many degrees you have, but because if you're an unkind person, no one's going to want to deal with you. So being a person who naturally puts forth their best self and is kind and is open and willing to be curious and learn something different. There's not a person who I encounter, including you, Holland, that I'm not going to learn something different about. So being open in that perspective, opening your mind, opening your heart to experiencing new things, and being a genuinely kind person gets you in a lot of doors that even your skill set and career may not open initially.
Thank you. And so I understand that you do have a partnership with Patriots Technology Training Center. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Oh, I am so excited about Patriots. So I met Thurman at a wonderful, wonderful event that one of the delegates was having, and he approached and said, you know, we want to do a biomedical competition for radiology. And I said, absolutely. There's nothing better than our young brown and black people having a good understanding of the world of radiology. Radiology is a very interesting field to go into. And also, I really think that a lot of our children don't know a lot about radiology. It's not something you discuss. Like, you're in pre-med, am I correct?
Yes.
Hello, we need radiologists. Right? Because when people think about being a doctor, a lot of times, unless you're going to be a surgeon or they go to a general practitioner. And I'm thinking, do you know how amazing it is to be a radiologist? They do interventional studies. They do all kinds of things. Let's maybe talk about breast studies that are very important that we need, especially in the brown and black communities. Mm-hmm. So it really, truly was wonderful to have that opportunity to open a door to a world that a lot of people don't know a lot about. But you can learn a lot about it. And it's also a very great first career that you could do simultaneously while going to school. And you can go to radiology school as well. So most radiology programs, you go and you get your AA, and then you can go right for 18 months into radiology school. Wow. And become an X-ray tech. Mm-hmm. And then from an X-ray tech, you can learn to be a mammographer, a CT. You can go to be MRI, PET CT, nuclear medicine. You can go to ultrasound school and learn to be an ultrasound tech. There are so many career opportunities in radiology that so many people don't know about. And by the way, there's a huge need for talented individuals, much like yourself, Holland.
Thank you. And so just kind of going off of that, how we need more Black and brown people within radiology. Why, I know it's important, but why do you think, in your opinion, that it's so important to have people that look like us in these fields?
Number one, I think when it comes to healthcare, as you hear a lot of people talk about disparity, and that a lot of people who are brown and black, sometimes in health, things present differently to us. It's not the same as it is for our Caucasian brothers and sisters. Even the way, if you look at cancers, the way it shows up on our skin with darker skin, it doesn't resonate. You might not necessarily that little mole on a dark skinned person like myself. So having someone who can understand exactly from where you came, and someone's going to listen, and someone who's going to see that what you're saying is really true because they've experienced it, is huge. And it doesn't mean that we don't have dynamic people who are non-Black. We do. We have some fantastic people. But nothing says comfort like someone who looks familiar and who understands the world that you're working in, and also who's willing to take that time to share with you what they're dealing with and what the way they have navigated. There's a level of comfort in that. So we want to make sure that our patient clientele see people who look like them, no matter what color they are. I don't care if they're polka dot. We want to see if we have people that look like them and the people that walk in their world, in their community, because it's all about providing equity when it comes to giving healthcare.
Thank you for that. So to all of our listeners, pre-med.
Yes, radiology. Don't forget about us. We would love to have you.
Yes, yes. And so just to conclude with this wonderful interview, I know that you did give some advice earlier about networking, but for anyone who wants to be in the same shoes that you are in today, do you have any advice for them?
I would say, one, be open-minded. Okay, things don't always work the exact way you want them to, but I think that everything's divine for a reason. You're not in the space where you're at for no reason at all. There's always a lesson to learn. Mm-hmm. Two, all people can present an opportunity. Even somebody who's in a store at Eddie Bauer buying a new pair of socks and some hiking boots can be a potential for opportunity. And lastly, I would say, run your own race. Don't worry about what everybody else has done, didn't do, shoulda did, coulda did. You walk your own path at your own pace, and I can assure you, you're going to arrive to your destination, which should be success.
Wow, that was very, very good advice. I just want to thank you so much for taking time out of your day to be on this with me today.
It was my pleasure, and thank you for having me, Holland.
Of course. And to all of our listeners out there, I hope you enjoyed that interview. I want to thank every one of our listeners for jumping on the Let's Keep It Moving on the podcast. We must also thank SA Tech, Northrop Grumman, and the Richmond Foundation. If you would like to hear this podcast or share it with your friends, please go to the Patriots Nesby Jr. website, www.patriots-ttc.org. And please send us an email at podcast@patriots-ttc.org and let us know what you think about our show. Until our next show, let's keep it moving on the Patriots Nesby Jr. podcast. This is Holland signing off.
Oh, I hate to say this, but we're coming to an end. I just love what Patriot and Nesby Jr., their television program, is doing, connecting young, eager minds that are interested in the field of STEM with companies that are looking for these young, eager minds and putting them together. Listen, it is not too late for you to be a part of this amazing organization. I want to thank our fabulous reporters. All 5 of them are from Charles Herbert Flowers, Prince George's County students. Listen, we have room for you too, and they even train you. What more can you ask for? You get to meet with professionals in the career path that you're thinking about. You get training, you get to be on Patriots TV, and hopefully walk yourself right into your career. I can't thank you enough. By the way, reminder, don't forget, April 25th, that is Patriots and Nesby Jr. Biomedical Competition Dinner at Bowie State University Student Center. Register, get the information now. It's not too late. And don't forget, there's going to be a special tour at RadNet for all those who sign up. That'll be held in February again of next year, but sign up. Spaces fill up quickly. We can't wait to see you next time.